Hey guys, it's Kyle. Welcome back to Kyle's Keto Advice. And today I'm in the kitchen. I'm actually cooking right now. And I wanted to show you my scramble, an example of a meal that you can try to recreate on your own. Very ketogenic, delicious, and I love it. And so here, let's get a shot before I cover it with cheese. There's lots of good things in there. You got broccoli, cauliflower, there's a little bit of carrot, there's some bell pepper, some bacon, some sausage, some eggs, and we're going to top it with cheese. And right now I'm going to do that because this is a continuous shot and I have to do that on my camera. So I'm going to cover this with cheese and let it get melting, and that's just the final touch on this. And here in a minute I'll explain how I got to this point and all the ingredients involved, about how much. It's delicious. It's my go-to meal. Absolutely love it. It is a personal favorite. I have made it for people that don't even do the ketogenic diet, and they love it. And one thing, talk about the pink elephant in the room. Yes, I am shirtless right now because I wanted you to see me for me. I wanted you to see that this is no BS, I'm not sucking it. I'm sucking in, but that's normal, typical. That's me. And I've been doing this for so long, kept the weight off for over a year. Very proud of myself there. But so back to the scramble. I like to do this. Ideally, when I was doing things on a regular basis and was hardcore, and doing these videos is kind of getting me back to hardcore. Every night. And I was doing 2 meals a day. This recipe makes what I consider 2 full meals. And now I'm trying to do more of a 1 meal a day. And so I'll put this in the fridge, and then it's very important, don't use microwaves. They kill nutrition. That's the short of it. But I'll take this out, put it in the pan, and I'll reheat it tomorrow. So let's just kind of go through some things. I've got 8 to 12 slices of bacon. I like to deep fry my bacon in about a ½ inch of the bacon fat. I just kind of save it, put it in a jar, and then I kind of cycle it out, as I gain more, I empty out the older stuff. That way it keeps it fresh. When you're done frying the bacon, you want to break it up into pieces. How big those pieces are depends on the person. You want really small pieces of bacon? Have really small pieces. You want bigger pieces? Have bigger pieces. It's all up to you. Vegetables in this, I kind of mentioned broccoli, cauliflower, and some carrots, but I use 1 bag frozen broccoli. I use 1 bag of frozen cauliflower. Also, the California blend is okay, but you don't want to overdo it on the carrots. The carrots tend to have a higher sugar content. You don't want a lot of that. Also, there's a bell pepper that I have cut up and put in there. And when it comes to vegetables, really, you find out the vegetables you like. You can put in whatever you want. I've got listed here that you could add mushrooms or onions. Be careful on the onions. Again, high sugar content, but in like 1 onion or something like that for this wouldn't be bad. Celery, spinach, kale, cabbage, and avocado. I forgot about that one when it was last, but avocado is a good source of fat, good source of potassium. That's something you could throw into this. Add that flavor. It's good stuff. Also, I like to add a beef rope sausage. The one I get is about 12 ounces in a package. I use about half, so it's 6. I kind of thinly slice it up so that I'm only consuming about 3 ounces of rope sausage in my 1 meal. Also, this particular rope sausage has no MSG, and if you can afford it and if you can find it, no nitrates or no nitrates added. Nitrates or nitrites. You don't want those in there. Those are preservatives, but they wreak havoc on the body for another time. I can go into more detail on that. Also, eggs. Eggs are something you can add. They're great. They're protein. They've got fat. It's better to get the pasture-raised eggs, but I use regular eggs just because that's what I can afford. The pasture-raised, it's hard to find, and they're expensive. So, anywhere from 2 to 4, and if you're trying to stretch this and feed a couple more mouths on it, maybe add a few more eggs. Eggs are something that they're not going to be very harmful to you if you consume a lot of. And then the final touch, the cheese that I just put on there. I like to get my cheese in full blocks, and I shred it myself. I've used two types of cheeses here. I've got some Colby Monterey Jack that I've shredded up, and that's the main handful. And then I also like to get the Kerrygold grass-fed cheese that I use about a half a block of it. It comes in, oh, here's the package. It's a 7-ounce, and so I'm using about half, so that's about 3.5 ounces. Again, this might be a lot, but it's delicious. And the key here is you want good quality ingredients, but you also want something you're going to eat on a regular basis. And any improvement, going from having carbs all the time, having sugars all the time, any improvement in that, you're going to see benefits. You're going to see weight loss. So, keeping on topic here, trying to make these videos to the point. So, the kind of the steps I would do is, fry your bacon, obviously. And then when I'm done with the bacon, I put the veggies in straight out of the bag, still frozen, into the pan. I use 1 or 2 ounces of water, and I put in 3 to 4 tablespoons of the grass-fed butter. Again, I use Kerrygold. And I'll get those going. And once you get, you start getting it to the tenderness you like. Some people like a little more crunch in their vegetables. Others like it softer. I can tell you the longer you cook, the more you're destroying your nutrition, but it's also, hey, if you're eating vegetables, great. That's what I want. I just want you eating more vegetables at this point. So then after you get that to your desired tenderness, add in like the bell pepper. That's something I keep in the fridge. It's not frozen, so I'll have that prepared. I'll add that in. You can add your onion at that point, your mushroom, your avocado, whatever you're wanting to put into this. I'm just trying to give you a basics, but also, again, exactly what I do is just I add my bell pepper at this point and with my bacon and my sausage and get everything kind of mixing. Also, I like to mention that I do season my vegetables with salt, pepper, garlic, and the butter. Now, you would be amazed at how much it improves vegetable taste just by adding a little salt, pepper, garlic, and some butter. I mean, it's delicious. It's ketogenic. You're gonna love it, honestly. And then cheese on top of that, it's just kind of like icing on the cake, except we're keto, so we don't do icing or cake. And then I scramble my eggs. I put them in a bowl. I mix them together with a fork. And then I'll add them in after everything's starting to meld together. The bell peppers are about the tenderness I want them. And that's where the term scramble comes from in this case, is because used to when I was starting in the very beginnings, I was doing like 6 eggs with a bag of frozen bell peppers and onions and throwing it in. And that's where I was still experimenting, still learning. And so it's evolved to this. I'm still calling it a scramble because it does contain eggs, but the bulk of it, as you saw in there, is vegetables. And that's the main thing you want to see in your meals, is the bulk being vegetables and the bulk of your diet being vegetables, because that's where you're going to get your vitamins and nutrients. Also, optional, depending on whether you're transitioning, trying to lose, or trying to maintain, coconut oil. I add a couple, anywhere from 2 to 4 tablespoons of coconut oil at the end after I've added my eggs to kind of melt that in there. It gives it a nice flavor, in my opinion, but it also gives you that coconut oil, which is a really good, healthy fat. And again, try to make sure you're using organic, and in the case of coconut oil, you want virgin. You don't want the refined. And then I top it with the cheese, and this turns out to be a delicious meal. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I have fixed it for others. Other people like it. It makes you feel full. It will last for a good amount of time. However, like I said, there's a lot of vegetables in there. It's a lot of food. Not everybody can eat as much as I do, so maybe what I'm calling 2 meals might be 4 meals to you, depending. But if that's going to be the case, add more fat so you can go longer without eating. That's the big thing. But also, I usually do a kale shake before eating half of what I just showed you. And now today I did my Taekwondo, so I did my kale shake in the morning. I'm starting to play around with the timing of when I take my kale shake for those vitamins and minerals so that the body can have them absorbed. So that after, I do my exercise or my Taekwondo training, that, I've been having some issues with some cramps, and so I don't know if it's the amount of minerals I'm getting or if it's just the timing on when I'm consuming my minerals. So I'm playing with that personally. Again, I'm not perfect. I just know enough now that I know a lot more than the average person, and I'm trying to put the information that I know out there so that you know it too, and you can start self-educating and start practicing around and start practicing a ketogenic diet and start playing around with different things. So I hope that that was helpful for you on something that I eat on a regular basis. Also, I want to say that I've got some great ideas for some videos coming up. Just for a sneak peek, I'm trying to get together a list of all the different vitamins that we as humans need to consume, what their functions are in the body, what the signs of deficiency in each vitamin is, so that you know, oh hey, I'm experiencing this symptom. If I increase this vitamin, hopefully that symptom will go away. Also, I'm trying to find out the actual names of each vitamin so that if it's listed somewhere, you can find it. But also know that there are vitamins that we want to get from sources that are plant-based or animal-based, nature-based sources of our vitamins. We don't want anything synthetic. The body usually doesn't process synthetic well. We usually don't get much benefit from synthetic. And for people that take the synthetic, most vitamins that you get in the bottle are going to be synthetic. So for people that have played around with taking some B vitamins and your urine gets, a real bright yellow, that's a lot of that synthetic vitamin just going right back out the body, not even being used. So you're just kind of wasting your money on synthetic vitamins to begin with. So that's kind of what's coming up, what I'm trying to put together. Again, if you like the content I'm giving you, you like the information I'm giving you, like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and please, please, please share every video I get. Even if you don't necessarily like the video, share it because somebody else might, and there might be vital information that would save that person's life. It might sound dramatic, but one video changed my life for the better, and maybe one of my videos can change somebody else's life for the better. So, hope again, like, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys.